What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. If you're new to my channel, I review whiskey, mostly Scotch, occasionally some cognacs, rums. Right now I'm just finishing up a series. This is the last of a 4-pack that I got, the Glenmorangie 4-pack. I started with the 10-year-old, then I did the Nectar d'Or, which is a 12-year-old. Then I did the Quinta Ruban, which is also a 12-year-old, and now I'm doing the Lasanta. All right, so the Lasanta is bottled at 43%. Newer versions are unchill filtered. They are bottled at 46%, which is a lot better than the 43 here. And from everything I've heard about the newer versions of the Lasanta, they're incredible. This one, it's pretty good too. Okay, so I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Just gonna let it sit in the glass for a couple minutes. I picked up today one of the last of the Glengoynes that I haven't reviewed yet, the 10-year-old. Just happened by fluke. I didn't even know that this was available at the LCBO. It hasn't been available for a very long time. This one's bottled at 43%. All right. Everything I've found on reviews online, whether YouTube or just websites, they're all 40%. So if you know anything about the 43% bottle, let me know. It's aged very similar and made very similar to the 12-year-old. It's a mixture of sherry and bourbon casks. Natural color, 43%. It's a pretty good bang for your buck at around 53 bucks. So, well, that's really good at the LCBO. So I'll get to complete that series because I've done the 12, the 15, the 18, the 21, and the 25. Now I'm getting the 10, and then the special edition, which is the cask strength. I haven't had a chance to review that just yet, but that'll come eventually if they come out with another batch. All right, on the nose. Okay, so initial 10 years is in ex-bourbon casks. Finished for an additional 2 years in Oloroso sherry, and some of the newer versions also have PX as well. PX Pedro Jimenez sherry casks. So the newer ones, I expect big things from. This one's good. So if this one's good, I can imagine what it's like at 46 unchill filtered with a combination of Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez. All right. But like I said, this one's an additional 2 years in sherry casks. It's a very light nose. You still pick up a lot of the smells from the original 10 years of ex-bourbon. You do pick up some red fruits, stuff like that, a little bit of dark chocolate from the finish, which is sherry. It's a very light nose. It's not overwhelming at all. There's no alcohol burn whatsoever, but it's not something that is gonna be overly complex in my opinion. There's not a ton, like a lot going on here. Okay, on the palate. It's pretty sweet, very smooth. It's got the perfect amount of oak where it doesn't tip into the super bitter like some whiskeys do. Gives you that chocolate flavor and then it just settles right down and you get a nice cinnamon finish. I'm gonna say that it's very possible that the 43% version also has some Pedro Jimenez in it because it's super sweet. Very light. This is very, very close to the Quinta Ruban. I'm not 100% sure which one I like better. Some orange, the faintest hint of vanilla, remains very sweet throughout. Some honey. It's really good stuff. I'm gonna say that this is also an A-. Alright, I gave the Quinta Ruban an A-. I gave this one an A-. I'm very curious what the 46% version is like. If I had to choose between this or the Quinta Ruban, I would probably give the neck to the Quinta Ruban just because it's a little bit different, all right? Literally by a hair, okay? Just because it's a little bit different, and what I mean by that is it's a little bit more unique compared to other whiskeys out there, all right? So, really, really good though. I would like to buy the new version and get a nice bottle of Glenmorangie 12-year-old and compare the two, because I have a good feeling that I'm still gonna go with the Glenmorangie 12-year-old. The Glenmorangie 12-year-old is 43%, but it's unchill filtered, no added color. I'm pretty sure they add color to this one. I'm not sure if they do on the newer one, so that's something I'm gonna have to look into if I do get a bottle of the newer one. But this is really good. This is an A-. Okay, so I definitely recommend you pick up a bottle. At the LCBO, it's $90. It's a little bit less expensive than the Quinta Ruban. The Quinta Ruban's I think $96. So I think I said it reverse in one of my other videos, but the Quinta Ruban is actually a little bit more expensive than the Lasanta, and that probably goes with the rarity of a port cask whiskey. There's not many out there. There's way more sherry cask whiskeys or sherry cask finished whiskeys. So that's probably how the LCBO justifies the price. But then again, I really feel sometimes that they have like a monkey spinning a wheel and coming up with random prices, because it's pretty ridiculous what they come up with. But I was really happy to find this Glengoyne 10-year-old for $50. This Friday, I'm gonna do the Lagavulin Distillers Edition 1999. Alright, I've already had a few drams of this one. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, we will talk about this one on Friday. I'm gonna try to do my videos, if I decide to do 2 a week, or when I decide to do 2 a week, I'm gonna try to do one on Monday, one on Friday, because the Wednesday, it kind of cuts into, it's just a rush day. I get home from work, teaching all day, I do a video, and then I have to rush to my other job, which is teaching Thai boxing. So it's a little too much for one day, so I think Mondays works out better. Alright, so stay tuned, probably Mondays and Fridays from now on. Alright, but Fridays for sure, that's a lock. And we got the Lagavulin 1999 to 2015 edition coming up. Alright, last video, I think it cut out little technical difficulty. I should have fixed it before I slapped it up there, but too many people had watched it by the time I realized what had happened, so I apologize. If you're new to this channel, you could subscribe below. Please check out some of the other videos that I have. I have a whole bunch of really good whiskeys reviewed in the archives. Alright, you can check me out also on Instagram, Twitter. I'm at Whisky_in_the_6 on Instagram. Twitter, I'm at Whisky_in_the_6. On Facebook, I'm Rob Reviews, and you can pick up a Whisky in the Six shirt or sweater or long sleeve at shop.spreadshirt.ca/Whisky in the Six. Cheers, guys.